So I do want to note this because I do think it's interesting. Is Michael Tracy? So Michael Tracy is a former Young Turks reporter, and a good skeptic. I like this, especially as a left-wing guy. He's been a good skeptic on many issues, and he's brought this to the Epstein case in the last couple weeks. And I think he's got an interesting case to be made here. So here's an example of one of his criticisms from the event of one of the ladies who was at the event. Quote, I'm an Epstein survivor because at age 21, I might have hooked up with some older guy. Be sure to check out my podcast.
Ooh.
But yeah, this lady.
Lisa Phillips?
Lisa Phillips, yeah.
She has a podcast?
Yeah, it won an award.
Oh, well, that's cool.
Women Podcasters Award.
And the Best Indie Podcast Host or Hosts nominee.
Yeah. So that's like an example of kind of like the griftiness going on that he's accusing other folks of. Like another one, Virginia Roberts, the kind of original grifter of the Epstein story. She was the one in the Prince Andrew photo that everyone has seen. But she was also, in her own testimony, admits that she was on very heavy, doses of Xanax, ecstasy, and weed at the time.
Wow.
As a 16-year-old giving massages and going to Jeffrey Epstein's place. So, it might be that she misrecalled Alan Dershowitz because she was on so much Xanax, or it might be that she couldn't really back up any of her claims and it's actually all legit. Virginia Guff, the question is whether or not you feel like she is a reliable witness to base your case around. And unfortunately, what he exposes that the original reporting from the Miami Herald, aka Julie K. Brown, who's built her whole journalistic career off of her reporting on Epstein at the Miami Herald, she does use her a lot in her memoirs. Well, specifically Virginia Roberts Giuffre.
Giuffre? But I don't know.
Giuffre.
Giuffre. This podcast brought to you by Meat Sauce.
I love that stuff. It's so tasty.
I know, it's great.
All right, so now I'm just hungry. Now I'm just
Can we get a couple French dips in here?
Yeah, right. That she wrote this memoir that later became like a work of fiction that is really spun into some accusations that Julie K. Brown was overly reliant on Virginia Roberts' story. Mm-hmm. And that's non-trivial, right? I mean, like the question of whether or not they are a credible witness is important. He's also done some questioning of Whitney Webb's stuff that I think is nothing. Quote, one of Farmer, so this is on Maria Farmer and all the after Epstein's, case happens, there's a fund set up to pay the victims of Jeffrey Epstein. And there's been lots of lawsuits to get access to that trust of big chunk of money that Jeffrey Epstein put into a trust to pay out his victims. One of Farmer's co-plaintiffs is soon to be Julia Bryant, who told Alex Jones' show that she witnessed Epstein turn into a reptilian creature, after which she was abducted by a UFO. So
not exactly the most credible testimony of all time.
And that's the thing. And like it's a difficult one, right? And another one is Sarah Ransom, who was at the event. She was an adult escort at the time that she claims that she ran into Jeffrey Epstein.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's a different positioning of your testimony.
And is also part of the lawsuit with Farmer against the government, who appeared in media pieces, writing about Jeffrey Epstein before he committed suicide about how they're Jeffrey Epstein victims going back to this time. And it's not that it couldn't have happened, right? It's just a he said, she said thing that we don't, if we have high journalistic standards and high standard of our concept of guilt in the West, that is really important to our conception of justice. It's a bit of a he said, she said sort of thing when it comes to it's not when it comes to the the teenagers that he was lured into being massage therapists in his house in Florida in the mid-2000s. That's a different sort of case than what we're talking about when it comes to getting flown around in New York City with Prince Andrew, which is what we're now kind of talking on that level at. And how solid is that case? Do we have any evidence of Jeffrey Epstein actually giving, being like, hey, here's a beautiful woman, take her in the back? there's a camera back there. Ah, gotcha. You know, that sort of thing. That story is Whitney Webb's like conclusion. And he's kind of undermining that case a little bit. Like, well, we do know that he was a pedo, but did he actually ever do pedo stuff with other people? What's our evidence? Like our hard evidence of that? And we don't have much. We have innuendo. We have accusers. But a lot of the accusers are a little bit wacky.